Happy Easter! Happy hippity-hoppity Easter, actually.
Poor Gail. Before you start hippity-hopping those eggs and coloring them, we have some very fun things and some brand new things to show you.
We do. We have 2 metal stencils just for Easter.
Right.
We have cutting dies, which are like Easter eggs, and these beautiful new, really cute dazzles.
And we've got a fun thing to do with those cutting dies.
Come play with us.
And just like Gail said, here are all of the Easter goodies.
Here they are, these 2 great metal stencils. One is this nice big large Easter egg. We have a Happy Easter stencil. I love this, it's got little bunnies for the A's for the Happy Easter. And then we have our brand new 3 Easter eggs cutting dies,
which are very fun. We'll show you some things to do with
fun.
it. And then we have a new Bunnies Dazzles in this wonderful chocolate mirror finish. Very pretty. This is a new finish for us, and they're going to do a good job.
They're so cute.
It is, yes. So
okay,
let's get started.
Ready for Easter.
And we're going to start with that great big stencil, the egg stencil that Gail talked about. And look at what is going on. Very, very fun.
Isn't
so
that
what
beautiful?
Is this using?
It's got kind of a puffy look on there, like that. It's using white embossing paste and then silk glitter on top of it. So let's see, I'm going to grab, I forgot to grab that stencil. I need that. I've got that large egg stencil. That's a pretty nice size too. I love that with all the decoration on it. You can put this on cardstock, which is what Debbie did, and get some embossing paste. Do you have the container to show?
I do. So white embossing paste, and Dreamweaver is now owned by Stampendous, but I'm really happy that the product is still available.
Right.
And you're going to scoop some out with our little tool.
With our mini squeegee, and then you just go across the egg like this. Now this one is going to be cut out afterwards, so I don't mind if I get off the edge of the egg, but I just want to make sure when I do this that it's sort of even with the top of the metal stencil. You just want a thin layer, go all the way across like that, and then I'm gonna.
And I think as you said thin layer, it's just good to note that you can see the metal, that this isn't lifting above it.
Right, not too much. I mean, I did it a little bit, but it doesn't make a lot of difference if it's not thick.
There we go.
So there you can see the design of that egg. Now afterwards you can use the egg, or maybe beforehand I might have used the egg to trace around it so that you can see just where to cut it afterwards. But I wanted to show you the first step of the embossing process is putting that embossing paste on there, and then before it dries you want to get out your silk glitter. Now there were 4 that were used here. Here's the colors, what they look like on the bottom, but this is silk microfine glitter.
These are from Elizabeth Crafts, and they are just really super, super fine.
They are in lavender, peony pink, cool diamond, and spring peridot. And for these, you want to do just a little at a time on some of the images first. So Debbie started with, if you look at the finished egg, you can see that she did the hearts in red, in the pink, and the flowers in purple, and then she went over the whole thing with green afterwards.
Oh,
so
that's a clever way.
Right,
okay.
So she carefully used something to just, I'm going to grab another one of these squeegees because it's simple, to just pick up some of that color. I'm going to get just a little bit of it, and you want to try to get it just on those little hearts, and you just want to.
I wonder if a paintbrush would be useful.
That's a good idea.
And here's one at your disposal.
Small, thank you. Something smaller than I did. There, you can just sort of drop it in on that. That's a good idea. If you don't push down on it, it'll go right on there. So you do that on the hearts. You know, when you see my hand there. And you can do it also for purple on the flowers. And then when you're done, just take the green and sprinkle it overall. Then when you shake it off,
now, just one thing. So you don't want to shake this off, because if you were to shake it off, you might get it on the other areas.
Exactly.
So leave those pretty pink blobs and do your pretty purple blobs.
Right.
And then do green.
Green all over. And then when you shake it off, that's the look that you have. And trace and cut out that egg, and that's very sweet.
Very pretty. Very nice. Now, I guess the other way you could do it is if you use the glitter texture paste.
Right.
and do each section
And
a
then you
different
can
color.
mask them off
Yeah.
and do each section individually, which is another great technique, depending on what you have. But I do
Yeah.
like those glitters. They're so much fun in lots of ways.
Speaking of techniques that are fun, look at the grass, just simply done by cutting
Isn't that
that
great?
paper. And this is the colorist paper. These are the
Right.
back side.
So you can cut that individually. We also have scissors that cut like 4 or 5 of those at a time.
Those fringing scissors.
Right,
you're
fringing
right.
scissors would be great for that.
The green border dazzle just kind of anchors all of that.
And then for the Happy Easter, there's a label used from the design toolkit number 3.
Right, and this is number 3, and you can see it has all of the labels, and that
That's
one
the
was
that
used right there.
So this was computer journaled on cardstock and then traced around and cut out and then matted, and then we added, oh, do you have another?
That's okay. Then we added the petaloo flowers, just a
Right.
beautiful collection.
It is a beautiful collection.
Now, in addition to the layered labels design toolkit, those were born from, this is an older template we have. So if you like this style, we still do have some of these. I think the benefit of the design toolkits is that you have, it's easy to do the whole place,
Right.
the whole outline.
Well, it's a convenient tool. It's small, it's portable. You can throw that in with your scrapbooking supplies if you're going somewhere with them to a scrap or whatever.
Yeah,
So
and
that's our first beautiful
I don't
little
know if we
card.
have something on the
we
inside.
do.
We do. So another one, Happy Spring.
Popping out of the grass.
Yeah, carrying over the grass from the front. So really, really sweet. Sweet card. Not hard to do, but fun to be able to play with something else. And likewise, we have another one. Now this is taking those little bunnies that you were talking about.
Right, and that is straight from the Happy Easter stencil. So you can mask off these other areas. For instance, I have some post-it notes here, so I want to bring that in just a second. So when you set this down, you just want to get the bunnies, you don't want to get the Happy Easter around it, then you can use post-it notes
Or stencil tape.
or stencil tape to cover up those letters, and you probably use a few of them to go back and forth, and you can see that that would isolate just that bunny, and then you're going to use Versamark through there so that you can apply the Zing embossing powder, and this one is, oh, let's see, it's chestnut, so it gives you that nice brown that you're seeing
And
there.
I like the way that those bunnies were done. So turn the stencil over, and of course the bunny can go the opposite way. I like this leaping one.
Isn't
Very
that cute?
fun.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. And underneath, even the grass was done from the stencil. Let me
right.
see, bring that back. Down at the bottom, you have the grass. So put that down, mask off up above it, and then use some Mowed Lawn Distress ink right through that with a cosmetic sponge.
Okay, very cute. And again, we've got the green jewel border dazzles.
Right.
This is with the wildflowers papers, but it's also with the rectangle swing. So we've got the Happy Easter and the bunnies on the front. So really able to maximize that metal stencil.
Right.
And by the way, I have to tell you, the bundle that's offered with today's webisode is a really good deal because you're getting those stencils for about $1 each.
That's wonderful.
So that's huge.
Did we talk about the Celebrate?
We
work?
did not
It
talk
comes
about
from
that.
the Inside Out Greetings Dazzles, but these were the white ones. I don't think
Okay.
we have them here at the moment,
Okay.
but they come in white and a couple of other colors, but not in purple. So Debbie colored over them with Spectrum Noir pens.
Okay,
And that
so
matches the papers
There you
better.
go. Okay, so we've got stuff going on. Very, very fun. That's still, I don't know if I showed that, but that's how they come.
The
There's
rectangle swing card.
Yeah, there's the die cut card packs, but there's also the template. So whichever way that interests you.
Right.
Now we're going to go
card.
into our cutting die. You want to
Okay.
bring that in?
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you.
So there are the 3 eggs, 3 Easter eggs
Right.
cutting dies.
Now let's get in close so you can see the artwork. We'll bring in the samples, but one has a flower, one has swirls, and one, of course, has a bunny in the field. And so here is one example of
beautiful.
that. Yes, it's just, I'm so pleased with this. It's actually the first time we've done an Easter cutting die, and I was really delighted with what the design team did.
I do love this look because it's very simple. It's a focal just of that egg and what's going on with that. And so there's like a little panel back there. It's like it's on a plaque showing the artwork off. And I think it's just beautiful. Also, I want to note when you open that card up, went to the back, you can see just part of it is peeking out. So if you want to, you can take a pair of scissors and just cut out. I'm actually going to show that in one of the other cards. Pieces of that cutting die.
Nice to know.
Isn't that great?
Now this is a sidestep card, so same deal. We have them as the die cut card packages, also as a template, but this is a really useful style.
It is, and I love the blue. It's kind of a texture. That's the blue peacock specialty paper.
It's an 8.5 by 11 paper.
So the egg itself was cut out on black cardstock. Then you take that black cutout of that egg and you glue it onto white cardstock so that you can color it in with Spectrum Noir pens. It's pretty simple. If you want to blend it, you've got a blender pen. That'll work pretty easily. I'm going to show just very quickly. I'm going to put some pink down at the bottom. So for these, I want it darker down at the bottom, so I'll just put a little bit of pink, and then I'll put yellow up at the top. And if you feel like you like the blending just the way it is, just like that, then that works pretty well. You can blend that in, you can add a little pink, or you can use a blender pen to make it work a little easier. But it's simple and it's fun, and it gets you just a beautiful look.
It does, and then green was used in the back
in the
of
background.
It, right? So really pretty. Now we'll back up just a little bit, and I want to open the card. Oftentimes when we're doing this sidestep card, this is what we do. We just do the front of it. However, in this case, there is a little part on the inside. Again, just recutting that flower and doing some coloring and using some of the tiny words and phrases dazzles. So thinking of you and just a note.
I was going to show it on the next one. I'm just going to go ahead and show it here. So you've got one of the eggs. I don't happen to have the one with the flower. I have this ivy sort of design, but you can use just little parts of it if you cut it free from that outer piece. So I'm just going to cut right along the inside edge of that flower, just like so. And if I do that, and then if I cut these stems apart, then pretty soon, if you can see that, pretty soon you can see this tiny little flower getting released. And there you go. So
sweet.
Little pieces can be used separately. So with that flower cutting die, you can release that large flower, or with the bunnies, you can release the bunny.
Well, since you've done that, let's show the scrapbook page that is really using those that paper and with the cutting die. So here's all three of the eggs, so we can get in there and you can really get a nice visual.
I love that on the purple circles holographic paper. It's just a surprise, but it's so pretty.
So there's the purple circles. It's an 8.5 by 11. It's a sturdy paper, but that's kind of in your face, and it might be a little wild, but when
sort of a hippie dream or something.
But when you die cut it, what you get are the pieces of it. So you get the fun of that circle holographic without it being overwhelming.
Right.
And so that's just really nice.
Just the little bits of it. And like we were talking about, cut the little bunny loose, and you've got him right there, and you've got a small flower there. I think that's a nice feature about these cutting dies.
They were even done on the corners of that giant flower. So scrapbookers, as you know, cutting dies are perfect for what you're doing. And here is another look of just the one egg layered. I think this is such a rich, gorgeous look.
It is. It's just beautiful, and it's just simply backing let's see, the die cut of that egg on paper. So you've got the egg itself. You die cut it out, you place it, you put glue on the back of it, and then place it on paper, and then just cut around, and then you have a backed piece.
Now keep that there, because when I bring this in, it looks like some inking has been done.
And I would probably do that before I placed it on the backing paper, but that really sort of antiques it, doesn't it? It makes it a beautiful look.
And you can see that the pearls have been added. So these are the...
they're called small pearls on the website.
Okay.
They're actually, we have some that are actually smaller than that, but I like this. This is a nice size for those eggs.
And just those touches at the corners, it looks like we're still into the tiny words and phrases dazzles. On the inside, just a real simple Happy Easter.
And that can be computer journaled or hand journaled, and that is a beautiful look. This is on butterfly wings paper pack, and there are actually butterflies in there somewhere. It's kind of a nice touch.
Now we're going to go to our dazzles, and as we showed that wonderful chocolate color, we're back into the side step card.
Right.
But some other things are going on, and as we get in close, I want you to see the glitter that's going on those bunnies and
Isn't that great?
egg. Just really, what a fun,
now that comes
collection.
from our glitter acetate sheets, and there are two of them. There are the large glitter acetate
Well,
sheets.
this is the clear,
right?
So it looks like this. Glitter foil
It's
is what it's
adhesive
called.
on the back,
Right.
and that glitter is encapsulated inside, so it doesn't. You can't even really feel it. It doesn't come off. It's smooth feeling.
And then we have the colored self-adhesive glitter sheets, and this has got 10 sheets.
Yeah.
It's blue, green, pink, and yellow, as you
that
can
isn't
see.
perfect for Easter, right there.
And well, you know, surprisingly, it has a lot of uses.
Oh,
We
yeah.
did a webisode on this once, but perfect for Easter. And I do need to tell you that at some point these blue ones are going to go away. So all of the packaging that we have now, and we have hundreds and hundreds, but just down the road, probably when we get to September, the blue is going to be gone. So just want you to know that.
These are really great for backing dazzles. We've done an awful lot of backing dazzles with this, because once you do, then you can still peel off the back and stick them on something and get this beautiful look.
I love that animation of the dazzle bunnies. They're just because they just look very alive and very involved. I love the tails on the bows, but marrying it with the the cutting die.
So take your die cut of your egg and take some of that glitter acetate, and this one, it's the pink one, and you can put that right on top of some pink patterned paper.
Right.
Then glue this one on top. And I actually used Zots or a double-sided adhesive. A glue stick doesn't really work great on top of that plastic, so you want something a little stickier. And then cut out around the edge, and you have that glitter backed egg. For the bunnies themselves, those are dazzles that are placed over it. So I have this patterned paper, as you can see, and then for this one, I put the clear glitter adhesive on top of it, just a piece of it right on there, and then I placed the bunny on. Now once that's done, you can just cut around the outer edge. It's just like backing a dazzle. Now you can go in, before you put them over the whole big piece like this, you can do individual piecings of the pink or the blue for the bow, pink for the ears, pink for the tail, which is
what was done here.
That's what I did there. I did back them on the different colors, but I wanted to show you another option as well.
Okay.
You can also use Spectrum Noir pens, because they work great on this glitter adhesive. You can just color it in, and I'm going to use the small
I
end.
bet you are.
You just color them in. It's very simple. You get a real similar look. So if you've already got the pens sitting around, that works nice. And then you can save the glitter for the eggs and lots of other larger pieces. But
Okay, so as
very
I
simple.
hold this up, you are seeing the glitter through that.
Sure.
Okay.
You can't even see the marks of the pen through there. That's what I love about this.
Interesting.
One other thing I want to mention about those bunnies, the bunny has no eye on there, but
You're
he
right.
does. When you move it over, you have to move that separately.
Okay.
And I tend to pick them up with my retractable pen knife.
Yeah.
Because it's just easier. It's sort of like picking up a dazzle. I don't
One
want
of-
to lose it. I'm trying to be very
You
careful.
know, that's one of the best tools.
It is.
It is.
And then just, there you go.
Excellent.
Better.
So just adding that. Well, another bunny is right here, and this is on the tunnel card. So this is a long, skinny card, and as I open this, we're going to see that bunny appear in the middle. So very fun. And I just want to point out that I think that this is a really fun way to do it, and a very effective way is to put your papers, you can see it's just straight pieces, not necessarily going over the score line. Now you kind of have to do it for this piece in the middle and for the back piece, but on the side pieces, just bring it just to the score line.
Right. You don't want an extra layer of paper there because
Right.
it's going to get crinkled, hard to fold.
Now this piece that was popped out became the front.
Right.
So it creates a really nice label for the front
And
of
that
the card.
piece is already ready for you to pop that
Yeah.
piece out when you get the kit, the 3 cards.
Uh-huh.
That's ready to just pop out.
Now this is made using there's 2 pieces for every card. So you can see the straight piece, but then there's also this one. So after you've covered whatever paper you want to, then these 2 sides are glued together and this pops forward.
And there you have your
There you go.
tunnel. The
Yeah,
bunny
very
itself
fun.
was just placed on cardstock, and just a little chalk was added to
Okay.
get the nice little pink cheeks and a little bit of brown, and I just think that's a very sweet
Yeah,
look.
and of course Hoppy Spring,
Hoppy
that's in the
Spring.
Dazzle set, so as well as the little butterfly.
Fun.
So that's the tunnel cards. Now, we do have an amazing thing. Debbie was the creator of this. So we've got these 2, and look at what happens when you
There's the
put
magic.
multiples together. You have this very fun 3D
Isn't that
egg.
wonderful? That's using
Yeah.
4. She used 4 so that she could match the pattern on those, and she used a double-sided paper. That is the glimmer paper. It's the same on both sides. When I
Yeah.
say double-sided, I mean that it's the same on both sides. So then when you cut out those images and you put them together like so, I have a couple of them here. You've got the same image, and so you can match them up very easily, and then when you turn this one over, you're still going to see it on the other side. And you're going to start by scoring this down the center, which I've done on these, but I'll show you. You can use a scoring tool for that, or you can I like to use the back of my retractable pen knife. It's just a nice clean edge. You're going to put a clear ruler on here. I already did that, and you follow the ruler right down the center just like so, and you'll have that scored area. I will do that right alongside of the ruler. Once you have that, then you can fold right along that piece, and then you can use your bone folder or scoring tool to get that laying flat. And so now we've got, that's actually going to sit like that, like a
just like
quarter
that.
piece, and then you're going to take the next piece, which is this one, and after you've done the same thing, I've already done this once so it sort of remembers where to fold, then you're going to put those together. Now you want to match up the images, so don't put this one on that one, they won't match. You have to make sure that that's right, I would have
Turn
to
it the other way.
folded
Okay.
it the other way, then
you
it will
go.
match. Then you can put their little bunny heads together, the little bunny noses.
Little bunny kisses.
And that's half of it, and the other half I have already done, and then you put them together. Just make sure that you match them up correctly before you put them together. Another way of doing this, so I talked about this being double-sided, meaning it's the same on both sides. What if you have paper that's not the same? Well, that works too. You just have to make sure that you use opposite images. So when I cut out these pieces, and I'm going to cut out 4, I'm going to cut out 2 that are pointed this direction, and then I'm going to turn the paper over on the cutting die and cut 2 more so that when we put them together, they will match up. Let me pick them up. I have to make sure that the images match up like so.
Right.
They match up on that half, and then this half will, once they're glued together, they'll stick together. This half will fold back like that. It'll be like this.
Right.
And then you'll have 2 of those that go together, and they will match.
So pretty easy to
Yeah.
do, just matching that up.
I thought it would be kind of neat putting vellum behind there too.
Ooh,
It'd
that
kind of a
would be
neat look.
pretty. Or
So-
even the glitter acetate would
Oh,
be
yeah.
really
There you
pretty.
go.
So on this one, you can see that Debbie kind of buried a thread in the middle as she was gluing those together. So one looks like stickles on it, the other has jewel dazzles. So Same egg was used for both of these, so very fun, very
Simple
easy to
and
do.
Fun,
Yeah.
fun little decorations.
Yeah, so you can see we have chocolate bunnies cavorting all through
Right.
our projects.
You have Happy Easter stencils.
And an egg stencil somewhere.
Well, yeah, it's got embossing paste all over it. I'll turn it over for you.
Okay.
There's the egg stencil.
And then we have the egg cutting dies. So we are all ready for Easter. Hope you are too.
Happy Easter.